so much. Now, I'm going to go straight into the initial segment of this workshop, and we're going to look at various. It began at a very difficult time when potentials needs to be opened up, and that's why this has come, so that we can really release those hidden gifts, the talents and the potential. Because a lot of people are going through mental stresses. And what is the reason for mental stresses? Might be economic, social, family issues, disappointment from the government. Again, there are people also coming from the pains of failure and helplessness due to several instabilities. However, the new year that we're about to approach is coming with its own opportunities, and that's why this subject is prepared, irrespective of the uncertainties that we have seen. But I'm here to tell you that what is certain is your dream. What is certain is your vision, is the idea that you have been living with. That is what is certain in an uncertain period. As Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. The best way to predict the future is to create it. And one of those ways to create the future is to have a vision. Is to have a vision. So the topic, vision methodology, which I conceived personally, is now made open to others who will gain the understanding. Because vision is the leader's compass. Vision is the leader's compass. And when we talk about a leader, it doesn't have to be the president or the managing director. You are a leader in your home. You are a leader in your community. And so we must understand that this is leader's compass for economic growth, for total prosperity, to have a change, to have social transformation. Therefore, vision is the rock of successful, innovative entrepreneurs, trailblazers, and organizations who are icons of industries today. Now, as we know, Proverbs 29:18, if you believe in the Bible, it says, where there is no vision, the people are unrestrained. But happy is he who keeps the law. It's a book of wisdom. So where there is no vision, people are unrestrained. In other words, they do what they like. And so when an individual doesn't have a vision, they do what they like. Even when an entrepreneur or a business person doesn't have a vision, you find out that they are jack of all trades. But I want to show you today that when you have a vision, when you warehouse your ideas into a vision, you will have a sustainable future. And that's what this vision methodology is all about. It's to steer you up. Therefore, to conceive a vision, also, you need the consciousness of God of this universe. Because it's your vision that will make you a different person among so many people. That's what the vision is. Having this consciousness, because, vision for innovative solutions, career, vision for your career, the business organization, they are not easily birthed. They are not easily birthed without the influence of the force of purpose on the visionary. If a visionary does not have the force of purpose, they don't birth the vision. So there is the force of purpose on the visionary. Sometimes visions are birthed, from an uncomfortable with the comfort zone. What am I saying there? Uncomfortable with the comfort zone. Now, uncomfortable with the comfort zone, what I'm saying there is that, you get to a level, even when you are sitting on privileges, it becomes uncomfortable for you. Why? Because you are not fulfilled. And when you start to have this feeling, then there is a force of purpose that is going to trigger a new vision in you. And you have to be sensitive to the vision. Some became uncomfortable with poverty. Poverty sometimes has driven people to take control and to, visualize the future, visualize an idea that can rewrite their financial situations. These are triggers of compelling vision. These are triggers of compelling vision. Some are forced to retire. And when they retire, that's when their best comes out. That's when they start to dream. That's when they can recall their best. Therefore, the mind architect of desired impactful life. There are people that they just feel that they want to make a change. These are sources of vision. They just feel that they want to make a change. The society must change. The political landscape must change. So you find that they have that architect, a mind architect of a desired normal society. And that's where their vision starts to generate. That's where their ideal career starts to generate. In terms of entrepreneurial, you will hear some stories during the first Great Depression of 1938. A lot of vision emerged during the first economic depression in the world, 1938 to 1939, up to the Second World War of 1940-1945. There are people who came out with their entrepreneurial skill, and they converted their entrepreneurial skill into a vision, and they came out with so much of dynamics. We see nations which were nothing, but after individuals were having vision, they start to prosper. So vision is one of the things that God has given a man to have. And that's where, we have so much of the thinking capacity than any other mammals. If you do not have a vision, you can ask. You can ask in prayer. I can give you that. Because when you ask, you receive. When you seek, you find. When you knock, it opens. It's like somebody looking for a business opportunity, and you start to go to a place consistently. Every quarter you send your proposals in there, you are actually seeking, you are actually asking. Because you've got this compelling vision. Therefore, we have seen that people who bet their vision, they began at a very organic level, and today they have become organizations. And this is one of the aims that we have in this workshop. You may be living with some ideas. Today we're going to show you how that idea can move forward.